Hi Libra, thanks for joining me for your January 2018 forecast. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, as well as for your support on my social media pages, Instagram and Facebook, and for choosing me for your readings. If you haven't already booked your January Astro Tarot session with me, please consider booking a 60 or 90-minute reading. I will go over your natal chart in detail, and I will provide several psychic tarot readings throughout the reading with you. I am shuffling a very new deck. I'm excited about this. It's the Salvador Dali Tarot Universal. Look how big this thing is. It's as big as my head. It's bigger, if that's possible. And here's what they look like on the back. So bear with me when interpreting, because the numbers aren't on the cards. I have to count the depictions to see how many of each suit there are, but I'm loving this tarot deck. So let's start the forecast. This is eclipse season. It's also a month of a blue moon. So on the 1st, we have our full moon at 11 degrees of Cancer, and this culmination is in the sector of your career. So Libra, please watch your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign for a full cosmic catch-up for the month. Bringing closure to the 10th house and an awareness here, Libra, it might be time for retirement for some of you. For some of you, you're closing the door on a specific mode in your career, and maybe even changing your title, because the full moon is name changes, title, status, even promotion, but full moon is endings. So you've received a certain level of recognition where you are, Libra, and it might be time for you to move on. You could also be closing the door if you're your own boss. The 10th house is the boss or authority figure, the emperor position. You could be closing the door on being told what to do by anyone else in higher authority. So it might be time for you to work on your own, or to govern your own business. On the 11th, Mercury, the planet of intellect, communication, the mind, is now direct and moves forward into Capricorn. So home life, environment, what you are analyzing in your environment becomes important to Libra. I want to say the return of Libra home is occurring here. Also, the connection with your mother or the maternal energies in your life is very prominent. On the 16th, our new moon is at 26 degrees of Capricorn, and this new moon energy is culminating in this sector where Mercury is existing in the 4th house. So you, Libra, you could be moving on into a new environment. You could be planning to purchase new property. We'll see what comes up in the tarot for you. Again, it's very different for every Libra. These are general readings, a general assessment of the planetary energy for the month. And if you're not a Libra rising, please watch your rising sign. So, new moon in the 4th could see you in a new home, could see you returning home from vacation or trip and experience. The 17th, Venus enters Aquarius, and 2 days later on the 19th, the Sun enters Aquarius. So the 5th house of children, true love, romance, and freedom, and fun and leisure and pleasure is highlighted strongly. And with Venus there, there's a harmony in the dynamic of your relationship, especially if you are dating. The 5th house is not soulmate yet, but it is fun, what's playful for you, dating, love, the initial stages of love. And attraction is what Venus is, and this is the sector of attractive energy. So you are attracting the right people to you, and you might be starting a new relationship at this time. With the Sun there, that is where your focus is, on your children and what makes you happy. On the 26th, Mars enters Sagittarius, and he does so without the effects of Saturn, because Saturn moved into Capricorn on the 19th of December. He is out of your 3rd house of communications, and a lot of Libras have been biting their tongues for 3 years and taking a seat back, feeling a little bit restricted in the 3rd house of siblings, communication, local travel, study. But now that Mars is here without Saturn, it's full speed ahead in this area. And if you're a Libra who is considered writing or publishing something of your own, this is the time to start it, because Mars is a planet of action and energy in the third house of writing and publishing. So it's important, ooh, I'm dropping the cards. So it's important for you to focus in this area. It's where you have the most stamina as well. Also stamina to maintain the relationships with your siblings, your neighbors, and all things surrounding you locally. You also have the travel bug, but it's not long distance travel, it's road trips and where you can drive to. It's also the house of the vehicle. The third house is the whip, it's the chariot. So Mars here might see you desiring a new ride. Watch road rage at this time though, with Mars in the third. When Mars is in the third or the first, you can get aggravated when you're driving, because it is a planet of agitation and aggression even. So watch your temperament when driving and in any form of transportation. It's getting hectic out there. Trains, planes, and automobiles. I'm thinking of Steve Martin and John Candy right now. That was such a great movie, but there's an aggravating tone to us as humans, and our socioeconomical energy, our political and environmental status. Everyone is a little bit aggro in general, and when you're driving and when you're traveling, just watch the tone of your delivery and, of course, your agitation and aggression, because Mars is a fighter. He's a warrior. And you don't want to get it twisted when you're traveling and, you know, going back and forth. Example, I was in a plane recently, and I'm a tall girl. I'm 5'10", so I need to get that leg room going. I buy the extra leg room space. But if I'm in an airplane and we're not even up in the air yet and you're leaning your seat back into my knees, we're going to have some beef. We're going to have words exchanged. And of course, you know, I had to take it there. But not everyone's on the same level or mindset or thinking of other people like you might be. So I guess in my responsibility is I should have watched my tone, because I didn't. I snapped and we had words, but you can't just be like that. I learned a lesson. You can't just be like that sometimes, especially when traveling. So keep a hold on how you're delivering your words, especially with Mars in the third house of speech and communication, which he is for you for 60 days. On the 31st, we have our full moon total lunar eclipse, and this is the blue moon. So this is at 11 degrees of Leo in the 11th house. And Libra is accomplishing goals and checking off your wish list. And there's a completion for you in the 11th house of friendships, goals, and the clubs and the groups of people you are affiliated with and who you surround yourself with. Now, on the harsher interpretation of this, certain Libras may be losing friends at this time. The eclipse can eclipse them out of the picture for you, and you might be going your separate ways. And some relationships, just because you've known people for long periods of time, it doesn't mean they need to last forever. I know it's hard to disconnect from people, but if it serves you a greater good to do so, then it might be something to consider. And this full moon could see that. You're eclipsing people out of your life who don't fit in the future going forward for you into 2018. On the 31st as well, Mercury then moves out of Cap and moves into Aquarius to assist in the romance sector. So if you're meeting someone, you're a smooth talker at this time. Libra is generally a smooth talker. You talk a good game. The action is where you fall short. So we'll see if some fire comes up in the tarot to assist the smooth talker in you, Libra. Here's the cards for the month, and if you'd like to book with me, I'm at audreyalison.com, and consider booking for your January reading. Also, my tarot course is available, and the Vimeo medium messages and fortune card readings are available on demand for January. They've been up for weeks. So if you're not following me there, you got to get into it. Okay, here are your cards. Libra. 5 of Cups. I have to count the images because the numbers are not on the deck and I haven't memorized the imagery yet, but I will. Don't worry. The 5 of Cups. Some of you are crying over spilled milk. Some of you are maybe a little bit depressed and weary is the word I'm hearing. Of course, not all of you, some of you. Let's find out why. It's an emotional card. The Ace of Coins. Wow, this is a beautiful card. Look at his artistry. Can you just, it's amazing. So, an offer has come to you, and this could be regarding work. It could be that full moon in the 10th house of career where you're saying goodbye to one gig and hello to another. It's an offer. It's the hand of God bringing you that opportunity. The universe, the cosmos, energy, the life force, the universe, conspiring with you, to work with you. So don't be sad if something didn't work out. 3 of Coins. There is replenishment available to you. Wow, the opportunity, and then you're making money. Here's the opportunity, and then here's the earnings. And the 3 of Coins is actually a card that I just wrote about today on Instagram. It is the card of the artist or skill set that you can master now or have mastered that you could earn from now. Put it to use. If there are any Libras who are artists, get drawing again or get writing or whatever the artistic ability is. Get painting, sculpting, get your hands on something and make it work for you. The 8 of Swords. This card's come up in a few readings, and it has a lot to do with restrictive energy and resentment. Libra, whatever you're resenting, you can let this go in eclipse season. Allow the eclipses to eclipse out envy, jealousy, harsh words or experiences that you're attaching yourself to. You're not your experiences. How you handle them is who you are. Things don't happen to you. They respond to you. And here's the Judgment card. Oof, I have chills. Judgment is saying, this is karma. Karma chameleon. Karmic redemption. Judgment. You know, angels assist. God bears witness. If you are wronging people, or if other people are wronging you or throwing out that kind of harsh, resentful energy, something isn't settling right, there will be vindication here. I'm getting Judgment sees everything. You have another card. Oh, the Empress. The mother figure, nurturer, motherhood, abundance, fertility. Libra could be fertile right now, maybe resentful that you, didn't have children, or if you wanted children and you're in court or you're in court fighting for custody. Could be a custody situation with Judgment and the Empress. It could be that some of you are protecting what is rightfully earned by you because you have a lot of coin cards. Don't be sad about where you've come from. It's made you who you are right now, but it makes you how you are right now. Let me rephrase that. Where you've come from assists in how you handle things, but it isn't the only thing defining you, your experiences. So don't attach yourself to every negative thing that's happened because then it bogs you down. And then you just become these old things that used to be real. And that's not a progressive future mind. You're not the old things that used to be real. They don't even exist anymore. Carry yourself forward. Take opportunity that's presented to you. I see a strong benefit in Libra's life. And maybe you're discerning things. Maybe you're the judge and the jury yourself. Unless you're in your 80s or 90s, you haven't seen or read or learned enough to be everyone's judge and jury. So take a step back. Not everyone is asking for your advice. I'm also hearing that. And don't be resentful about the past, and maybe something didn't work out for you, and you don't want to compare it to everything you're going through now. Give things a chance. And definitely take new work opportunity is what I'm getting. I hope this was helpful for you, Libra. I'm wishing you a happy new year. And remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.